get a normal car down here. So if you turn your terrain response to the gravel,
Just press
just
it.
turn it.
Turn it. Yeah.
It's confirmed on the screen at the bottom, grass, gravel, snow.
Yeah.
Okay. Pop yourself into drive, and then you hold descent control. Do you remember that green sector?
Yeah.
Is it 7 mile an hour? And that's probably okay here. But remember where your plus and your minus is. That's
Up and
it.
down, yeah.
You can just fine tune that speed as you want. So if you just come off the brake now, let the car reach its goal, its target, which is there. As it's an easy track, you can have practice with your throttle if you want. Just go on the power. If you want to slow it down, just back off.
Yeah.
The car slows you down.
Yeah.
You don't need to go brake throttle, do you?
No.
You just alter the pace of the car just with your right foot. So for you, it's getting used to the auto as much as anything else at the minute. Can you actually see through these glasses? It's alright. It's alright. Could be watching a video for all I know.
Yeah, it's one of them games.
He's got Lorraine on. Not now. I wouldn't now. So good now, aren't they? Sweet left. I've just bought a Defender, and it's the only car they make as a manual only. I wished it was an auto.
They are a good car, aren't
They are, yeah. They are.
That new one, is it, Wayne?
Yes, mate, yeah. I wanted to get one before they stopped making it, you know.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah, it's something that's finishing, isn't it?
December.
Yeah.
New model, isn't it, and stuff then?
Yeah. We've got a couple of years before the new one.
Oh,
They haven't built the factory yet.
Oh, right.
Well, they haven't torn the old one down yet.
Well, they should build a new one in Birmingham.
Yes, it's at Solihull. Yeah.
I've been on that site, some site there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's a 1940s aeronautical factories where they built engines, Merlin engines.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
It's antiquated still.
Well, Jaguar was the same, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Castle Brom.
Castle Brom, yeah.
Before it first took them over.
Yes.
They were still the old plane hangers.
That's right.
And used to be a quick save on one of them. People who took them over, the food people.
Yeah.
They had one of the warehouses up they can do to make the Jag.
I was only there the other day, and what you do notice is it's all beautifully clad now. As you go down, you think, God, I don't recognise the place. All these high-tech buildings. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
But you open the doors, and the old brick building's just there.
Yeah.
And it's all still camouflaged underneath.
That's right, yeah. You've got the propeller in the canteen.
Yeah.
Propeller blade.
That's right.
Of one of the
So
planes.
it's getting rougher.
Yeah.
Back off the tad. Just let it flow through on its own. The suspension will work much better for you. Perfect. It's got interesting history though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the history was there. But as you say, it's all connected, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was that other factory we took over? LDV was it all?
That's right.
And if you drove across their ground, it took you right across Landrover, didn't it?
Yeah.
Goes right across.
Yeah.
We used to do the gearbox for that one.
The LDV.
Yeah.
That's right, because it was a Landrover engine and gearbox.
Yeah, was it for gearbox? Or
Yeah.
a Getrag gearbox.
Getrag, yeah.
Yeah.
It's in most things now. It's in Defender still. Getrag gearbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's on site in Halewood, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the old, well, it's a transmission plant.
Okay. They probably go into a lot of cars, don't they? Not just Land Rovers.
Yeah, they sell them off there. Well, that's where he went in with Getrag, wasn't it?
Was it?
So we could sell them like to everyone.
Okay.
Because I think Getrag already sold, like around the world.
Yeah. Because we did, just for a bit of fun really, the factory tour at Solihull last week. I also wanted to see the Defenders being made. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
How high tech it is in places, but how antiquated it is in others.
Yeah.
And the actual building
Yeah.
structure, isn't it?
And the roof's leaking, and you think, how can you make a car in this?
Uh-huh.
Like when they first started, we used to run all the wings down, press them with Halewood and run them down to Jaguar,
Yeah.
and deliver them all there.
Are they all pressed up here?
Yeah.
So I was surprised at. We went in the press shop in Solihull, and it's high tech. It's all big German machine in there and a floating floor, so amazing place. It's all on shock absorbers, the factory. So it
It's
doesn't.
all aluminium, isn't it?
Yeah. But what they were pressing was like Mini Cooper panels and
Oh yeah.
for local
different companies.
for BMW,
Yeah.
you know, because the press shop is so efficient it can do it.
That's what I'm saying. They're all multitasking, aren't they?
Yeah,
So why build a factory when I can come to you and you can do it?
yeah. Position's great, yeah.
Mm.
You should drive trucks for a living.
Convoy.
Yeah.
Try and find a different way to where they're going. You're right, happy, yeah?
Yeah, smashing.
Good.
He's very impressed with all the equipment he's got. There's a time you get to know everything, it's time to sell the car, and then you go on to another car.
It's all
and
new
there's
again.
more
Yeah, you're
technology again.
Now I've got to know all these systems inside out, yeah?
Yeah.
And
that's-
then 16 model year Evoque, it's totally different.
Yeah.
It's a totally different car.
we
So
go
I've got
on
to learn
last
it again, we'll go right.
Right.
Just when you think you know the car,
Yeah, they start changing things.
the 16 model year Evoque is nothing like it. Start again. Is he nicking the armrest now? What's he doing? Hey.
Coffee shop.
I think that's broke actually, it should flip up. Yeah, it's not, is it? Someone's wedged it. You might find a wallet in there, mate.
So what's the price
Go
of
on,
this?
say.
What's the price of this one then? Is it being a big motor?
So the Range Rover starts at, I think, Sport starts at 58 and finishes at generally 78. So this is 78 upwards to 150.
Oof.
The one you're in now is about 88,000
Is it?
for the SDV8 Vogue SE. This is with the TVs in it and stuff like that. It's by no means the highest spec car.
No.
You got the autobiography above that, and then you've got the LSC now, the long wheelbase version of this.
I thought this long wheelbase now.
No.
The short wheelbase.
Yeah, this is the
Standard.
cheaper ones.
Yeah, the standard.
Yeah. We're going to follow him, but
Yeah.
don't cut the corner. Go once you pass this rock, make
Yeah.
a nice wide turn into it. Yeah, because this bank. Stop it there.
Is the Evoque on?
We'll just do a few checks. Your hill descent is way too high. See the little green
Yep.
dash in it. So let's get down to the minimum for the rest of the session now. Okay.
Right.
You're in gravel. You're about to go into mud. So if you give it a click right, mud ruts. Perfect. The diff locks are in for grip.
Yeah, just kicked in.
You felt the first gear select. No brakes required for this. Just think about your steering. Just turn in nice and wide. And just think about your road tyres now. This is where they're going to struggle because this is clay. So imagine if you brake there, it would understeer,
Yeah.
yeah? It's allowing you to go where you want it to go. We're going straight. The track on your left, gents, is a Defender track.
Alright.
So they're quite different when we take those.
Yeah.
So be precise with your steering to get all that grip that you can get
Yeah.
from these road tyres.
Yeah, I used to drive a Defender. Yeah. Been off-roading him on a few times.
Have you?
Yeah.
They're awesome, eh?
Yeah, it's good.
I like them.
Ended up stuck for about 6 hours once.
Yeah?
Yeah, got to about 3 in the morning until we got out.
Operator error, was it?
Yeah.
Or mechanical error? Or did it break?
No, it was just got stuck. Just
Oh.
put it in the wrong ditch.
Oh gosh. This is unbelievable. You can get up here.
Didn't spin a wheel, did it? It hasn't spun a wheel.
No.
I know it
It's
hasn't
just-
because the traction control light hasn't
Yeah.
flashed. Superb, or it doesn't.
Yeah, it is.
Every bloke needs one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I trade me C-Max in.
Yeah. What will you give us for this, mate?
I have a nephew, he buys and sells these.
Does he?
Yeah. No, the high range ones.
Yeah.
Like the cheap ones, 3 years old.
Yeah, yeah. They hold the value.
Yeah.
Nothing. That Defender is the worst car to buy second hand because they hold the value.
Yeah, they
Great
can buy
if you-
them like 30 years old for 20 grand
I
still,
know.
can't you?
Yeah, it's mad. Because they're all handmade still,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I must admit, like the Discovery is good. It's a better looking car than the older version, isn't it?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the best car on the hill.
Yeah.
Unbelievable car. Right, want a bit of a challenge? Okay, let's stop it. You went straight through the water.
Yeah.
It's a cheat. There's nothing but a cheat. Stop it there. Hold it. We can put our right wheels at the top of that bank
Mhm.
and our left wheels in the water. So the car will be on a nice side angle as we go around there then,
Yeah.
yeah? A little bit more dramatic. I'm going to suggest you use the rock crawl. I know it's not rock, but you're going to get a lot of wheel articulation here, and that's going to help you with traction control and such like an e-diffs. Okay. Really gentle.
Yeah.
We're going to turn into this bank now. You can see it's starting to go, so you can
Yeah.
put your lock on now. Okay. Just creep it. It's probably want to go on its own actually. Less is more. Less is more. Once it's on here, it will go on its own. There you go. Now flow round with your steering. Keep your right wheel at the top. No brakes, no throttle. Keep your wheel high.
Oof. You can turn over.
It's really sure-footed, and that air suspension is trying to self-level it
Yeah.
the whole time. Nice job. Controlled, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
You get back into the ruts, and then you can select mud ruts again, so that's 2 clicks, and then you're ready for what's ahead. Hey, he's good. God, he's good. He's learned from the master, by the way. He saw you.
Oh, the water.
Bit of water.
Yeah, a bit.
Just going to do a driver change here, Mr. Discovery Book. Is that your red well number? Yeah, I've decided to leave it then.
Look here, look.
You brothers love this.
I'm going to go left. You'll see a sign ahead of you.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you to stop with your front wheels where the sign is.
Okay.
So ahead of us is not massively technical. We'll let these cars disappear anyway.
Yeah.
There we go. A couple of rollers in the ground.
Yep.
All I say simulate is ice.
Ah, I see.
There's absolutely no traction at all, yeah? You can't stand on there, they'll just spin up. So really that shows you how the hill descent control in all the cars senses it's looking for grip, and as a wheel starts to slip, it turns that particular brake off until it finds grip again, and it's going to do it 4 times if you think about it, as the 4 wheels hit them offset rollers. So you'll feel it just surge momentarily as it turns brakes off. It keeps you at exactly the same speed, even though it's hitting ice. Okay, so coming up the hill, if we were coming up, it would be traction control. It would be the opposite. It would be putting brakes on to stop power surging. Yeah. So all we need to do is check your hill descent is on, and it is. The hardest job for you to do is hit them rollers.
Yeah. So just
no pressure.
just take my foot off the brake and it's all set to go.
Let's go. It's looking good, mate. Looking good. There it goes, yeah?
Yeah.
You're turning that brake off, that brake off, that one, then that one. But it keeps the same speed.
Yeah.
So when you've done an icy hill, trust it.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
That's just getting that trust, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 As you say, mate, it's a lot of trust in the technology you've got.
God, it's a convoy. Happy?
Yeah,
You trusting
smashing.
it now,
Yeah,
aren't you?
is it-
Yeah.
really feel confident.
Within 10 minutes, you
Yeah.
just trusting it.
Yes, it take a while to get used to all what's going
It
on.
will do to make it second nature,
Yeah.
but the hardest thing is to
Yeah.
trust that hill descent, and you're doing it straight away. I'll try and go a different way to the other cars now. It's the problem with a weekend here, it's busy, you know.
Is there? Yeah.
All the cars are out of the weekend. You come midweek and it can be quiet really. 2 or 3 cars out.
Most people working, aren't they, Ray?
That's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem.
Got to work to keep up pensions.
Yeah, thanks for that.
You got to keep paying them taxes.
Yeah, yeah. You chill out there.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, we still pay tax.
You do indeed, mate.
Are you part of the company Landrover, or are you just...
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Landrover. So here's how it works. Where the instructors are all Land Rover, yeah? The cars are Land Rovers. The tracks are private,
Yeah.
but the centre is a franchise, like a dealership is.
Yeah.
So the guy who owns the castle bought a Land Rover Experience franchise.
You want to turn like that?
Do you know what? If they're going that way, let's go this way. Go straight. And there's 10, 11 centres in the UK now.
Is there?
Yeah.
It's going
It's one of the
big.
biggest ones, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, it's one of the nicest ones. Most of them are man-made.
Yeah, like that.
You know, like Halewood.
Yeah.
D- Great in 10 minutes. Great. You go, wow. Is that it?
It's only small, isn't it?
Whereas here you can be out all day and
Yeah.
not touch the same tracks twice. Yeah.
It's like go around the forest, isn't it?
It's real though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is
We haven't
real,
made
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's what you would take your car on.
Yeah.
So the Evoque, we're going up that tree line ultimately. There's a track up there. There's a bad turn at the bottom which is full of water. Now the Evoque's thinking that water's too deep, so he's going up the bank like you did a minute ago
Yeah.
to keep the air intake out the water. So look, he's sat there with the back wheel dangling.
Yeah, it's in the air, and it's off the ground, isn't it?
It's off the ground.
Can you see that there?
Yeah.
That view?
Okay, get on with it. But he's doing all the tracks that we're doing. He's just thinking a bit more about
Yeah,
where
I've-
he's positioning wheels and
Which way to do it?
the vulnerable bits of the car. He's got to consider that. He'll predominantly be in mud ruts in that car because the Evoque really appears in first gear. You want it in first gear due to the lack of low range.
Who knows?
Who knows? That's what he wants to achieve really. The Defender will go through it no problem. The water's probably about half a metre deep. I love that Evoque. I just love the look of it.
It's a nice car, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 When it first came out, it was a bit... It sort of like grows on the...
Such a different looking car.
Yeah.
Isn't it? They haven't tried to make it look like the rest, have they? You know,
No.
like...
If anything, I think they've made these more like that because that was
They
out
have,
first,
you're right.
really, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been out 5-6 years now, the Evoque. Must be 5 years, yeah.
You had to wait 3 months for yours, didn't you, Ray?
Yeah.
Was it? Do you get discounts on yours? Being employee, yeah?
Well, I didn't work for Landrover.
No.
I worked for Jaguar. Would have been on the traffic.
Yeah.
Up on one of the Fords.
Right.
Which is run from the traffic side was run from Dagenham.
Okay.
So I had to get my brother-in-law to get me a voucher.
Oh, did you?
And yeah, Elmwood Jaguar people can get Ford car.
But you can't get the other way around? Oh, isn't that
We-
weird?
Yeah.
I finished under Jaguar,
Yeah.
and I could get Ford, Jaguar and Land Rover vouchers.
Oh, okay.
So it's...
I can only get Ford.
Yeah. Oh gosh, you think it's going to go then?
Well, Defender is higher, isn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to roll.
And it's on coils, remember? It's
Yeah.
not going to try and self-level like this car.
No, that's true, yeah. So we're going to go the way they've just
You
gone.
can go where you want.
Yeah.
But just use your hill descent control, yeah? Don't need to use the pedals for this. You're at minimum speed on your green sector.
Yeah.
You're in mud. It is muddy. When you're happy, just come off the brakes and steer it. Just don't panic brake it.
Yep.
Right. Braking upsets the balance of a car. If it's going, just let it flow on its own. Okay? Worst case, it's just me that's going to get wet, you're not. No power. Just let it do it. Because you can promote it to go to
Yeah,
second gear
I
doing
see.
that.
Yeah, I see.
If he uses the gas.
Yeah.
Because he's saying, isn't he, let's go.
Yeah.
Nicely done. So let it settle. Do less. Now gently feed it in, yeah? Grand job. That is the secret to this car, is doing
Yeah,
this,
it is
isn't it?
brilliant.
Letting it do it itself. Your setup's important before any obstacle, of course. Check it, and then let it get on with it.
Yeah, as you say, if you sort of try and take over,
Yeah.
you sort of lost it.
So this is how we're driving it. We're using
Yeah.
the throttle to go up, we're using the hill descent to come down, and we're changing the terrain response to suit, right? That's how Land Rovers work now. Guess what? The newer Evokes come out, 16 model year. Forget all that. That doesn't apply.
No?
You select the terrain, and you press this button twice, the hill descent. It goes down the hill at the preset speed, and it then goes up the hill at the preset speed.
Alright.
It's called all-terrain progress control. So it just does everything for you. As soon as he'd have come out that water then, the Evoque would have gone, right, he's on a hill, I'll give it some throttle now, and up it goes at the preset speed. It's unbelievable.
That's the new one that's
That's
coming out.
next year's model. It is fantastic what it does. And it's all down to these angle sensors, isn't it? Where it's telling the car
Yeah.
exactly what the terrain is and when
Yeah.
to give it throttle, when to use the brake. You know, the feedback from these. And also these sensors in here, I know they're electronic gyroscope, but they're called yaw sensors as well. So they're not only working off-road doing all this stuff. On the road you've got your dynamic stability control on, which is this button here. So it's sensing understeer and oversteer, yeah? That is what linked to that. So when you get an understeer at speed, you create that forward yaw. So that's telling the car to put the brakes on when it needs to. So they're doing quite a lot of these sensors.
Yeah, I didn't know these sensors were in there, to be honest.
The only car that hasn't got them is the Defender. Brutally primitive, and I like it because of that. So just get steeper where he is now, look.
Yeah.
Just goes
It's
up to like a 40 degree
yeah, just
climb.
just lifts. It's going to take off.
Yeah. Here you go. You can have an approach to that. They'll be gone by the time you get there. The road tyres aren't as bad as you
Oh yeah, so it'd be a lot
you
worse.
think, really. They're giving the grip that we want to get.
Yeah.
Just about. But we've got to tell it
Yeah.
exactly what
Yeah.
the terrain
Technology
is.
that's doing it.
Yeah.
Without all that, they'd be spinning like crazy.
Yeah. So the tyre is good,
Yeah.
but we can manually put too much power into that tyre, can't we? And that's just giving us the precise amount.
God, this is steep. Flipping heck.
Just a little side slope, no big deal.
There's nowhere near the limit then, Wayne.
No,
What you can do.
no, mate.
Yeah.
Land Rover used to you used to read an old brochure of a Land Rover, and you'd say, well, it goes up 45 degrees and it comes down 45 degrees and it side slopes at 45 degrees. That was the big quote they all had.
Yeah.
If you read a brochure now on anything, it says they go up 45, they come down 45, and they don't quote anything else. There's no quote for side slope now.
No.
The recommended maximum is 35. Working maximum. That's safe working.
Yeah.
Which is nowhere near what we've been to today.
Yeah.
He got to about 28, 30 on that. 35 is not very nice. They'll go to 45. We know they will, which is not pleasant. But it depends, and this is the problem with quoting a figure like that. How much fuel you've got?
Yeah.
How many big blokes are in the back or
That's
aren't?
true, yeah.
What
Luggage
weight
and-
you're carrying in the back,
Yeah.
whether that slides at the wrong point, how high your suspension is, what gear he's in. There's too many what ifs, so they no longer quote it. They'll just say 35 safe working. Really it's 45 if it's perfect.
Yeah. Say full tank or whatever.
Yeah, you want that full tank to keep the weight low, don't you? If you've got a roof rack on and no fuel in the car, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen, so they can't quote that figure anymore. I'd rather be on a side slope in the Evoque than this.
Yeah.
Damn right I would, because the centre of gravity is much, much lower.
Lower, yeah.
Yeah. There's many places I'd rather be in the Evoque than any of these sandy conditions, desert-like conditions. The Evoque is the best car out there. It's light, it's soft, it's agile. Side slopes, boggy, marshy ground. I'll take the Evoque anytime. These are just big and heavy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just a big lump clamp.
Yeah.
You'll never put like air suspension in them. What this has got then? No.
In the Evoque?
Yeah.
It gives too much weight. The Evoque's about weight.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of that
Yeah.
car. It's made of aluminium and composites and plastics and to keep it nice
Make-
and light, to keep
yeah.
that damn CO2
Yeah.
down so your road tax is less. And once you start putting air suspension in and low range
The weight.
gearboxes,
Yeah.
it would take 3 of us to pick up a low range gearbox. That's how much weight they are, you know. And the air suspension components, you know, there'd be like massive bits and pipes and pumps and reservoir tanks and air tanks and compressors. It's weight and weight and weight, isn't it? Keep it simple by putting coilover suspension on it. And it does the job well, but it's a lot lighter for it. Again, just bring it to a halt here.
Yeah.
Just watch the line he's taken and how it's flexing the suspension,
Oop.
articulating the
Yeah.
axles now.
Oh
Look, he's
gosh,
on
hit
3 wheels
the
there.
wheel.
He dives in.
Yeah, the wheel's going to come off.
Like a wishbone suspension.
Yeah.
So what's it doing really? It's a bit of a rock crawl. So if you tell it it's a rock crawl, okay, you select first gear, do nothing with your feet, steer it, no throttle.
Right.
Driving through the forest in the room.
This is staying more
Yeah,
level than that
yeah,
Defender
yeah,
distance. The air
yeah.
suspension keeping it level. Trying its best to, and it is, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
a great job.
Yeah.
That Defender was really
He
kicked
was
over.
going to go over at one point.
So the air suspension in the cars, it's got this cross-link valve in it. So that air spring is linked to that one, and that's linked to that
Yeah.
one. And there's a valve in the middle. So when you're on the road, that valve is shut. So that the suspension's independent, like a normal car, luxury car. And when you're off-road, they open. And the air passes between the two, and that's precisely what it's just done there. As the wheel come up, it pushed this wheel down.
Not left the air through, does it?
And it keeps the
Oh, so
body
there's
level.
There's
Yeah.
a set volume of air and then
Yeah.
it just moves it.
Yeah, that's right. So the reason they're looking is they're showing the strength of the shell on the Evoque, because that back wheel you can't see from here is 3 feet in the air. Any other car, when you open the doors, when the shell's twisted like that, the doors won't shut.
No.
the
There's
shell twists.
that much.
The Defender will do it. If you put the Defender on there and open the doors, they won't shut properly. So that shows how strong the Evoque is.
What's after a chassis?
The
twist?
shell.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about the only car you can put on a full cross axle, like I said to you before. You're twisting the shell, and the door's still open and shut perfectly. So all Defenders picking first gear manually, putting the diff lock in, feet off the pedals. Creep forward and you'll see what he's doing. There's a side slope. and then there's a side slope the other way.
Yeah.
That's fine, but it's the bit in the middle, the transition, that causes a cross axle. So you'll see where a cross axle is here now.
Yeah.
For the best.
There it goes.
Oh yeah.
Front right wheels
Like
up,
a
back
wishbone.
wheels
Yeah.
hanging out.
This goes. Yeah.
Well, the Defender's famous for being able to do that. It's class leading in its flexibility. That's what makes it crap on the road. Because it leans,
But a good off-roader.
but a great off-roader. The Evoque in front, the two extremes then. That Defender kept its wheels on the ground. The Evoque, its wheel was 3 feet in the air. But it's so much better on the road, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it takes. It's suspension travel. This is right down the middle. But we need to harness that suspension travel with those valves. So when you put it in your standard general program, the valves shut. And this is great on the road and it's great off-road. So, but it's 100 grand, isn't it? Yeah, big difference.
Yeah.
You're still in the rock crawl and that suits this. Okay. If you want to get that midway point and stop,
Yeah.
you'll probably be able to get this car on 2 wheels balancing. It's worth a try.
See what we can do.
Yeah.
You ready, boys?
Let's try it. So when you're midway, just start
Yeah.
to squeeze that brake. As the front wheel starts to come up on that one,
Yeah.
that's the time to stop it really. So we'll clear this track and do a driver swap, yeah?
Yep. Lean on your toe, you fall out.
That's it. Just squeeze that brake now, Chris. Slow it down. That front right wheels. Let's get the 4x4 info on again. Okay, just creep it forward. Steady as you go. Keep your wheels straight. Stop it there.
Yeah,
So
whatever.
that front left wheel is in the air.
Yeah, you
feel
can feel it.
It's maximum now.
There's
It's
nothing.
got no
Yeah, you
more
can
to
feel
give.
Nothing there, is there?
Feel that
You
wobble,
can-
Just
can't you?
inch it on the brake. Inch.
Yeah.
Feel you've got big inches.
Yeah. Yeah. No. You're jumping out, Ashley.
And you're through, yeah?
Yeah.
So it
Wow.
proved you were on 2 wheels there, but the diff locks, the traction control, put the brakes on those wheels in the air. And then there you go. Yeah, no worries, Andy. We'll do the same.
Do you drive change in now?
Let's get behind that Defender out the way and then we'll get out. Sorry, boys, not the best conditions, eh?
Yeah.
That's off-road, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic, well done you. Pop into park. Okay, come off the brake slow. Let the car settle on that park.
Yeah.
And then you can shut it off. And just remember where the car's raised, so mind your step.
Thank you very much.
All right, well done you.
That was good. Thank you very much.
You can come back if you want to. Ask for him.
And as you get in, mate, it's quite muddy.
Cheers.